talked about that left hook and the counter right. Curry's done it many times in this fight, and it's especially, I think, a factor now because the hand speed of the Korean who just went down is much slower.
A slip as Curry pushed him down. Curry apologizes by extending his left hand. Hwang had his nose bloodied in that previous round, the 11th. And you can see how he's more of a plodding fighter now. He's having difficulty moving quickly on Curry. And I think he's lost some fuel in his tank.
Well, he's definitely fatigued these last 2 rounds. And you know, this fight has been fought like with the two good body work by the Korean. And that is what we expected to see from him. I'm surprised he can use those shots at this point.
Some roughhouse stuff from Curry, who's easily handling Hwang now. A left uppercut by Curry from the hip. And that brought a spray of sweat from the head of the Korean, who's now in the neutral corner. Curry works the body. Curry works the head.
This is turned into a brawl again, and that may be a problem for Curry, even though he's landing well.
Right hand by Curry. Hwang comes out with a left hook, but it's blocked by Donald. Remember, we told you earlier in the fight, all that chasing by the Korean could cause him a lot of energy. And here in the 12th, he is tired and on the take, and Curry rattles him with 2 right hands. Hwang is standing there on his heel. He's got nothing on his punches. A right hand by Curry. Hwang goes back to the neutral corner. Curry on the attack.
And the hand speed now of Curry, the big difference as he puts punches together. Hwang is still dangerous, though, with that overhand right.
Less than a minute to go in the 12th round. Donald Curry really now slamming Hwang, who's bleeding heavily from the nostrils. Hwang takes a big left hand. 2 left uppercuts. Hwang misses with 2 punches. Final seconds of the 12th. Donald Curry blasts him with 2 right hands, throws a left uppercut, another left. Hwang is defenseless. He can't throw out anything except pity-pat punches. Plenty of time for a knockdown. Is time running out of the Korean? We'll see. Left uppercut by Curry again. He is eating up Hwang with uppercuts. Blood all over the Korean's trunks. And here comes the bell, mercifully for Hwang. Hwang is standing, but he is in deep trouble. He's led back to his corner. He is out on his feet. The camera is right there. His handler's working on him, blood coming from his nostril.
And if we had any question about whether that man could take a shot, we don't anymore. Fighting with tremendous courage, though he certainly lost that last round of 12 in very big fashion. And Donald Curry showed us all of his arsenal.
The ring physician is there to check him out. Of course, they're worried about the condition of any fighters anywhere now because of the tragedy of Jun-Suk Kim. The officials very, very careful in the late stage of the fights when fighters become tired and therefore are susceptible to big, heavy blows. They're worried about Jun-Suk Hwang.
And we see why they're worried, because Donald Curry, as you saw in that flurry in the last round, was able to land many combinations to the head of the Korean, who was having a real problem against those ropes.
Donald Curry down in the 7th, comes back in the 12th with his best round of the fight. And here we are now in the 13th. There's a delay here because there's still some ice laying in the corner of the Korean. And now it's cleared away. They have stopped time, and we go underway. Somebody's thrown a towel that has nothing to do with the fight. That's to clean the surface of the ring. And again, we're into the 13th. Al in that same corner. Hwang took a tremendous beating last round.
And he's there again now, and he's taking those same jabs and right hands from Donald Curry. And he is having a hard time defending himself. So the referee Ramirez will take a long look at this, I'm sure.
Lots of blood coming from the nostrils of Hwang. He's in that neutral corner again. And Donald Curry, with his legs far apart, is throwing hard jabs, countering Hwang's futile tries with rights.
And if this were a WBC championship fight, that last round of 12 would have been the last. The WBA goes for 15, and the doctor will take a look at Hwang.
The referee, Roberto Ramirez, instructed the doctor to come to the apron to check him out. Hwang is very impatient here as the doctor looks him over. after taking plenty of time here, and this fight is allowed to continue. We're in the 13th. It's scheduled for 15.
This fight is a reflection of these two men. Curry, a mechanic in the ring, a technician. Hwang fights with courage. He says he's fighting for the glory of his country. That's not an overstatement. He's showing us tonight that he is.
Curry took over in the 11th when it was apparent that Hwang started to get fatigued. In the 12th, it was a 3-minute barrage. Curry really handing out lots of punishment. But Hwang is really game. He took a bad beating in the last round. He is bleeding a lot from his nostrils. He continues to chase Curry.
And there it was again, a left hook missed by Hwang, solid right by Donald Curry. That punch has just been on the target all night.
How many times in our telecast on ESPN we talk about lateral movement and defense? Donald Curry, at 21 years of age, has that in capital letters. He's not just offensive, he's a defensively minded fighter. A beautiful sidestep and a left hook by Curry in the head of Hwang.
It should be obvious to everyone that Hwang would give many, many welterweights in the United States quite a battle, as evidence of what he's doing here against Donald Curry.
Less than a minute to go in the round. A double left hook by Donald Curry to the head of Hwang.
And about the 10th, 8th, or 9th round, really, Curry really got the jab on track, and that has made a big difference in this fight.
Continues to motion for Curry to come to him. He goes to the neutral corner. Roberto Ramirez, the referee, wants them to rumble. Curry just measuring his opponent, flicking that left jab between the gloves.
And Curry says, why should I come in there? That's dangerous territory.
Coming down the stretch of round number 13. The red warning lights are on. We'll be back for the 14th after this. We're looking into the corner of Jun-Suk of Seoul, Korea, who has a severely bleeding nose. The ring physician came to the apron in the middle of the previous round and checked him out and allowed the fight to continue. Here's some action from that round. Curry with a double left hand there to the head of Hwang. Dr. Marr has allowed this fight to continue. We're into the 14th, the next to last round. And Hwang wants Curry to come forward.
We've just been told by a top-rank official here at ringside that they believe that Curry has hurt his right hand in this fight. He's still using it, however, but we don't know the nature of the injury, but presumably he did hurt it.
Obviously, Al, Curry's way ahead on points.
I would have him substantially ahead. I've got him ahead 128 to 121, and he has had big rounds in the last several rounds.
Hwang's fatigue now costing him dearly. He's having a lot of difficulty reaching Curry, and his punches don't have the impact they had earlier in the fight. You remember that short right hand by Hwang knocked down Curry in round 7. And if you tuned in late, Curry got up quickly, took a standing 8 count. The first time he'd been down as a professional in 15 straight wins.
And he regained his composure quickly at that time and was able to use all of this ring, as he has throughout much of the fight, to avoid Hwang.
The fight changed in the 11th round. Hwang looked fatigued. He took several shots from Curry. In the 12th, it was all Donald Curry. Hwang looked like he was out on his feet. Would not go down despite having blood coming severely from his nostril. He took a beating in the neutral corner. Had to be led back to the stool.
And I think the big difference in this fight is that in the second 2/3 of this fight is that Curry has counterpunched very well. He wasn't doing it in the first 4 rounds, but after that, there's a good right counterpunch after the left hook.
We just passed the halfway mark of the 14th round. Left hook by Curry, and that turned Hwang around. Now the left hook by Curry.
seen the right a few times in this round. It seems to me he's throwing it with some abandon when he does throw it, but apparently something is wrong with it.
Curry blocking those body shots by the Korean. Another countering left hook by Curry. He's fighting this 14th round with his left hand. Less than 30 seconds to go. Hwang with his first combination in a long while. A left right to the head. He takes two lefts from Curry. Hwang really has some kind of chin, let me tell you. He's a tough, gritty guy. Staring us in the face, the 15th and final round. Curry utilizing the left hand twice, clubbing left hooks. Coming back live, the 15th and final round. We have been told that Curry hurt his right hand in this fight. That 14th round, he used his left almost exclusively.
And interestingly enough, he used the left hook very well, and we haven't seen that punch much from him in this fight when he could use the right.
Time running out on Jun-Suk Hwang. A game welterweight from Seoul, Korea, who came in here not speaking the language, not being able to read the language, the first time out of his country, having to contend with the hometown of his opponent, the fans who are openly rooting for Curry. During the last 3 weeks, Hwang, a very lonely man here, consoled by the 1,000 or so Koreans who live in this part of Texas. He ate in their homes, he slept in their homes, and they have given him lots of support. They've been cheering him on here tonight. Their big thrill was the 7th when he knocked Curry down. But ever since then, it's been the Cobra's night.
And he is using all of this ring here in this 15th round with a right hand apparently injured. He is pecking away with the jab and occasional left hook, just trying to get through this 15th for what he believes will be a decision and the welterweight crown. And you can see Curry shaking the right hand every once in a while, so obviously it's hurting him.
Well, he certainly used it a lot tonight on the head of Hwang. There's a left hook by Curry that spins Hwang around. Trying to take Curry out. He knows he's way behind. Donald Curry, who was down for the first time as a professional in the 7th, has come back with a fierce rally over the last third of the fight. Countering right hand by Curry, ever on the move, on his toes and moving. Here's an example of a guy who trains, who's always in condition. You don't see fatigue in Donald Curry in any of his fights.
And he's proving something important in this fight. He can go 15 rounds and he can do it strongly. And that will stand him in good stead if he should win this title. It will prove something to him.
Less than 20 seconds to go in the fight. Blood coming out of the nostrils of Hwang, pouring down his face. A game guy, it goes the full 15, and there's no congratulations. Curry disdains the handshake of Hwang and walks away from him.
I think Donald Curry, angered by the low blows in the 7th and 8th round, the bullying tactics by Hwang, and some of the comments prior to the fight, apparently decided that he would disdain the final handshake. And obviously some anger on his part. Whatever, he did his job in the ring. He was a good ring technician tonight, and he was able to pound out what, in our minds, in any case, appears to be a 15-round decision over the game, but overmatched Korean challenger. he had some anxious moments in this fight, that's for sure, in the 7th and several of the other rounds. He looks to this crowd at Fort Worth.
Al, how did you have the fight scored?
I had it 130. Well, I had I don't have the last round tabulated. I had it 148 to 139 in favor of Donald Curry.
So this bout has gone to the officials. The referee, Roberto Ramirez, the two judges, Weissel Fernandez and Herminio Cedeno. Ramirez and Fernandez from Puerto Rico, Cedeno is from Panama. They will use the 10-point must system.